Hello everybody, my name's Ben Robbins from the Lost World of Movie Props, and I'm here today with Clive Mantle. How are you doing, sir?
Very good, thank you very much.
How's Comic-Con been today? Has it been good?
Yeah, been a bit quiet up our end of the room. Everyone's been piling in to see Brian Blessed and Sylvester McCoy, but the Game of Thrones boys, we've been neglected down there. But we're used to that. I think the vogue of people collecting autographs and things like that for Game of Thrones may be slightly dying off. I don't know, but
yeah,
we've suffered because there's a Doctor Who and a legend in the form of Brian Blessed up the other end of the room.
Yeah, it's been a little bit busier down there, hasn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So, when did you first get into acting? What was your first early roles to get into? Because you've been around for many years now.
Yeah, I have very many years. I got into it via the National Youth Theatre. That was when I was 17. I was lucky enough to get accepted by the National Youth Theatre, which takes you over the summer holidays. It did then. Now it's sort of each and every holiday, Christmas and Easter holidays as well. So I was 17 then, and I was with them for about 5 years. And did a total of 11 productions with them before I got into a drama school called RADA, Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, and that's I left there when I think I was about 23, and the rest is history, as they say. Yeah,
because I remember watching you because you were in an episode of Bottom.
We were in I think the first episode of Bottom. Yes. Bottom Smells. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So what was it like being on set with Rick Mail and Eddie? I mean, seeing all the bloopers that used to go on and all the craziness.
But you got to remember that was the first episode, so they were slightly unsure of whether it was going to work or not.
Yeah.
My wife now was in that episode as well, Carla Mendonça, and they were a lot more interested in talking to Carla Mendonça than they were in talking to a 6'5.5". I had shaven head. I think I'd just come off Alien 3 when I did that, so they weren't interested in shooting the breeze with me so much. So they were geniuses and genii, if that's a plural of geniuses. So it was lovely to be in a rehearsal room with them for a week and watch the way they work. But I think because it was the first episode of something, they were trying out lots of stuff and didn't know what was working and what was not working. So, but it was great fun, and it's still being shown to this day.
Of course.
People still come up and talk to me about it. Lovely. I'm just very sad that Rick's not around to bathe in that the glory of that performance.
Obviously, it's been the very first episode. So was there a live studio audience for the first episode, or did they keep them away till later on?
As far as I remember, I think there was a live audience. It's so long ago. I mean, I can't even begin to guess what year it was, but early 90s, was it? Something like that. So actors' brains don't go back very far, just until you learnt the line for the scene that you're doing at that point. And all the rest of life is a bit of a mystery apart from that. I think we had a studio audience, as we did with Vicar of Dibley and all those sitcoms at the time. One Foot in the Grave, all the wonderful shows I've been lucky enough to be part of.
Yeah, I mean, obviously One Foot in the Grave, such an iconic British show as well, and Vicar of Dibley.
Yeah.
So that's an easy transition going from Bottom into those and playing those roles.
Yeah, although very different roles.
Yeah, of course.
What was I? I was a gas meter reader in One Foot in the Grave, and I was the vicar's boyfriend in Vicar of Dibley. Yeah, so I was lucky enough to be part of the scene where Dawn goes into the puddle, and which is a great thing to be part of. As part of TV history, really.
So when she fell into the puddle, how many takes was that? Was that just one take, or
we did two takes? The first one was perfectly good enough.
Yeah.
But they always say on a film set, let's do one for Lloyd's, and that's not Lloyd's Bank. That's Lloyd's, the old insurance brokers, and it's just a phrase we use on film sets, where you do one for insurance, really, just to make sure you've got everything.
Yeah.
And you maybe change the angle a little bit, or change the tightness of the shot, or something like that. But no, so Dawn had gone in once, and they had warmed the water slightly for her. It was a bright but pretty cold autumn Saturday afternoon, as I seem to remember.
Yeah.
And so they had to get her out. and she was wearing a wetsuit underneath her costume. I'll give that thing away, but they still had to get her completely fixed up, and we did another take as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, you just mentioned obviously Aliens 3, so you've gone from TV shows into a huge, big American production for a film. So, I mean, what was that like? So, I mean, how many takes do you get on a scene to do in a film compared to on a British TV show?
On a film, you do it till you get it right, or till you get what the director wants within reason. I mean, Kubrick used to do 150 takes of things. I mean, Jack Nicholson going through the door did it 150 times, so they say. But no, Alien 3 was amazing. We had 7 sound stages at Pinewood, which is
nice,
huge. And these sets were so beautifully built. You're used to TV and film sets where the bit that you see is fantastic, but you walk around the back and it's all held together by string and propped up with A-frames and things like that, and immediately it's shattered. Whereas on those sets on Alien 3, you could walk around. Obviously Fincher wanted the camera to be able to go anywhere, and they were just remarkable. But we outstayed our welcome at Pinewood. The film overran, and something else was booked into those sound stages, so we had to get out. Everyone flew off to America to film their death scenes, but I was already contracted to the Nottingham Playhouse, so I had to go and very nice play with Sandy Toksvig and Mike McShane. But I would really but I would really like to have filmed my death in Hollywood, but it wasn't to be.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously watching the Aliens films, it's terrifying when the big alien, it comes out the darkness. Was it actually, did you give you that sense of fear when it's in front of you, or was it, was that barrier broken
not when
a
you
little
see
bit?
it's a stuntman inside it in training shoes with the hood up, and he's, all right, we're going for a take, puts his fag out, head down. It's not that scary.
Yeah.
One part of the plot that's not seen in the actual film is that all us prisoners who are basically a whole load of British character actors, excuse me, we caught the alien with flaming mops. And we had to run around this corner, and suddenly there was the alien in front of us, supposedly, so the camera's shooting this way. And we had to react to a bit of blue gaffer tape high up on a wall. So we come around the corner and go, so that's testing your acting skills, being frightened of blue gaffer tape.
Yeah.
But, that's the way it goes. That's why we spend years at drama school.
Nice. And then obviously moving into a bit of Games of Thrones now, because I mean, obviously Games of Thrones is still very relevant. They're still shown on TV like bottom. Did you think, obviously going into Games of Thrones, it would still have the
well, none of us knew really. I mean, you go into each and every job you do hoping that it's the next best thing. You're always told that by the producers, and in the build-up to something, they will say this is going to be great, and it doesn't always turn out that way. But with Game of Thrones, I think the first 10 episodes cost $50 million, was it, or pounds? I don't remember. But each and every one of those dollars or pounds is up there on the screen. Yeah, it's certainly not with the middle-rank actors that were in it. But I mean, to be part of something, a phenomenon like that is fantastic. It means an awful lot to the people. The massive fandom around the world, and it's great to be part of that.
Yeah, of course.
And I think it will stand the test of time. Who knows? You never know what's going to go out of vogue. It might go out of taste. I mean, jokes and things and programs I was making 40 years ago, if you tried to repeat them now, people would go, "You can't say that."
Oh God, no.
Can't do that. And that might happen with Game of Thrones. Who knows? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. The consciousness about nudity, sexual exploitation, all those things, which no doubt there's a lot of in Game of Thrones. That might just not be allowed on television in years to come. Who knows? I don't know.
I mean, obviously being on location on sets, I mean, it always looks really cold and dark and dreary. So was it actually cold, or was it quite warm as all right?
If you forgive me swearing, it was bloody freezing. I was just back from a charity trek to Everest, where the coldest it got was -15.
Nice.
And in filming in Belfast, it was -22.
Jeez.
On Titanic Dock, where the paint halls where the studio sets were built in the paint halls, it was as cold inside as it was outside, and the wind didn't half whistle around Belfast when it wants to. So -22 was the worst it got, and we were filming out on Strangford Lough, which is absolutely beautiful, but in the snow, and because of the authenticity of our costumes, we only had tiny little leather bottoms on our boots and shoes, and so I mean our feet were just absolute like blocks of ice. So I finished that stint. Literally, I was in the last plane out of Belfast home for Christmas before the Belfast airport got closed down.
Yeah.
And I spent the whole of Christmas in bed with my wife, trying to warm my feet up. I mean, I got mild frostbite from.
Oh no way!
Well, yeah, I mean it's not actual frostbite,
but
I could not feel my toes for some weeks and months after the shoot because of the bloody boots. But because of the snow and because it was -22 really, but it's not the boots' fault. So it was cold.
Yeah.
It was cold. Not a great show to look back on in hindsight, but I don't think my feet would stand a repetition.
No, of course not. So my final question for you is, I mean, you've had such a massive career, you've worked with so many people, you've been in so many wonderful scenes. Is there one that stands out to you that you look at and you think, Joe, I'm really proud I did that, or I got to work that scene or be in that episode or film?
I don't know. I've been very, very lucky, and I've had fights with Clint Eastwood. I've done
awesome.
I've done been Sigourney obviously, and lots of lovely actors. But I think a television series called Robin of Sherwood I did in the 1980s. There was one scene in an episode called The Greatest Enemy, I think it's called, where Robin's got a bit seduced by Richard the Lionheart, and Little John, who's the character I played, is trying to recalibrate Robin, trying to balance him, trying to see, can't you see that he's using us, I'm proud of stuff like that. Also a lot of stuff on Casualty, or some of the technical stuff we had to do.
Yeah, of course, Casualty as well.
Trying to convince people I'm a doctor, or Holby City, some of the operation scenes in that. They're great tests for an actor, because it's, you're using your hands, your brain, your mouth, everything, and, not getting in anyone else's way, and making sure you're the right focus depth for the camera. All these things are all happening, all going on in your mind, and you've got... especially in television terms, you've got very little time to accomplish that and get it right. But we had the one episode of Casualty, Boiling Point, where the hospital's burning down.
I remember that episode. Yeah, I remember that.
And a huge tracking shot set up by the director Michael Morris, all the way through the department. I think it started with me, and then it goes all the way through the department with all the other, and it ends up with me cutting into a prosthetic, as if I'm doing an operation, with the sprinkler system going out by torchlight on an operating table. And you can imagine when someone says to you, "We've got 2 of these." Yeah. So you've got 2 chances to get this right. And if anything goes wrong before we get to the prosthetic, call cut, because we can't go in. Yeah. So when your mind is as focused as it needs to be in order to get that right, those are the moments you're really cooking on gas, as they say, and you deserve your pint at the end of the day.
Of course, yeah. Awesome. Well, that's wonderful. Just a quick little catch up today, but I thank you so much for talking to me. It's been a pleasure, because I grew up watching Bottom, Vicar of Dibley. I grew up watching Casualty before, Sunday before?
Saturday night. Before you were old enough to go out for a Saturday night.
All that. So it's been wonderful to talk to you, and it's been a pleasure, man.
Not at all.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Lovely. Very well.
Brilliant.